Everyone for the late start with the stream. I had trouble launching the Rattler 3, so let me just go quickly get everything sorted up. Thank you. Yep, that's going good. Let me just double check my other, get the YouTube thumbnail and all that sort of going as well. Double link. So we got YouTube thumbnail up to date. Let me update the Rumble description. Up. Get this. Rumble description's up to date. Make sure the Rumble stream's going on. Yes. YouTube's going on. Twitch is going on. I think everything's good here. Let me just double check my other computer. Yep, and I think everything is good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Rattler 3 replay. There we go. Spawn on the top left side as the green random player. We have, who's chosen the Continent Allies, we have Alvin Trey. Spawn as yellow Empire teammate, we have Troy 78. On the right side as the Cyan Allies, we have Barate is back as random allies. And as the blue allies, we have MOH Kohaji. That's probably not correct. So we've got triple allies, even though two were random. You got a boot camp deployed on out, of course, getting some early doggies. Up north, you got a power generator deployed out by his teammates, off his teammates' build radius for some odd reason. He must not like the Empire player with the tsunami tanks and everything like that. He may want to keep that stuff a bit more safe. We got the Cyan engineer advancing forward, trying to claim that oil derrick. Over here, we got this oil derrick being claimed by green now. Doggy advancing forward, and the dog will not play fetch the engineer's head. Got a pair of peacekeepers advancing forward. Do got a pair of doggies as well. Down south, it looks like a dog does go down to Imperial Warrior, and there was actually no mutual trade there, so he does man to gun down. Nice. Oh, we got a bark there, but it looks like the third Imperial Warrior saved the engineer for yellow. Very, very nice. Good attempt by Cyan. Was that Cyan or blue? Either way, good attempt by team right side. Now got a dog receiving some javelin missiles. Javelins, those are not javelin sticks for the dog to fetch with. They're missiles. Or rockets. This game, I'm not sure they're rockets or missiles. Same difference in most cases, in most games. By the way, you got some shotgun blasts coming in out from blue, hitting some of green's peacekeepers. Both these peacekeepers are a little bit battered. Do you have them just going to go inside the garrison? And that will force a mutual exchange. If not, he's actually, yep, he's going to go ahead and get in both these garrisons. He was not going to win fights with them, so might as well get an equal trade, which is very, very good for green. Shotguns now engaging the oil derrick. How un-American, or very American. Shotguns, of course, very American, but destroying oil derrick with shotguns, I'm not sure that's American or un-American. But it's there. Looks like blue does have superior number of shotguns. He does avoid the one that pulled off the shield. And overall, green's getting funneled in one at a time. He needs to regroup his forces. Now the oil derrick is under siege. He has got quite a bit of a garrison here. He should have de-garrisoned the garrison in order to get more forces here immediately. Oil derrick's still up and going. Now got his teammates. Jet Tengu's not pushing way forward. Does have a mass shield there. So now he can advance forward and slowly pick off these guys one at a time, and with his teammates, peacekeepers to boot. Now got a good number of Imperial Warriors here. A good number of them are actually quite wounded. Does get a bunch of them in there. They may try to clear out the garrison, but honestly, this mass clear is great for yellow. As he starts clearing out, he can throw more guys in there, and this is a good trade for the Empire player. He needs a bonsai charge in there. He's not paying attention. Does get in there now. Did lose one of his Imperial Warriors outside the garrison, but now that garrison is quite filled with Imperial Warriors. In fact, one of them is standing on top of the roof, more or less. Over here, do got a big swell of jet Tengus flying about. So looks like there's a pair of Apollos in the sky for Cyan, but they're a bit battered and bruised, but they do stay alive. Experience forward of some Peacekeepers, and looks like Blue's getting some good engagement there. There's some good splash damage there as well. And Green is going to be pursuing Blue's Peacekeepers, as Yellow's going to be start cleaning up this garrison. He can go ahead and perhaps recover some of these Mega Tengus as are getting a bit damaged there. Does have another garrison there as well. Activate shields, trying to stall out as long as he can. And we've got a massive Vindicator bomber runs coming out by Blue right there. We do got 2 Vindicators here. And these Peacekeepers will be slowly picked up. One of them is still alive there. And you could actually do a mass transform to engage the Apollos. You usually see a transform to disengage, but that situation and mass transform for engaging wouldn't be that bad. Good bombs there. Wait, those are 2 bombs each. A may have not been fully reloaded, or B, he may not have the 3-bomb protocol just yet. Now I'm going a bit crazy, and I can't count. It's been a bit of one of those days for me, honestly. We got this garrison, and he will pick off this one wounded shield there. The other one could advance forward, but it's facing the wrong direction, so Green could actually pick that one off as well. Green's getting good engagement there. The veteran will go down, and the garrison was cleared out. Oh, we got a good engagement here by the Apollos and Jet Tengus. I'm also not sure who's a good engagement for. Looks like there's 2 airfields for Yellow, and I think there's like at least 5 or 6 Apollos out in that engagement. Yellow does lose all of his Jet Tengus there. His teammate has put out a defensive mecha or multi-gun turret. We do also have a assault destroyer now on the field. And now Tsunamte's coming on forward. Does use Nanoflector there to absorb some rounds. Nanoflector not only gives him health regen, but also damage resistance. Now he's out. Nanoflector has been turned off. He's doing a good job actually dodging the Vindicator. Not necessarily dodging, but preventing the Vindicator getting a proper bombing run off, which interrupts its fire. We got Assault Destroyer by Green hitting Blue's Prospector here. Can't crush it. They're out at sea. So no ram maneuvers. That's only meant for the Japanese, or the Empire, I should say. Got a pair of hydrofoils and some dolphins. And now I do have a cryocopter trying to freeze the Assault Destroyer. Green Assault Destroyer will go down. Gain shield there, and likely may get frozen before going down. Nope, does get gunned down, or cannon down. Now I'm taking trying to engage this construction yard here. We do got some multi-gun turrets here, but Blue's multi-gun turrets are now out of power. Gets a good engagement there, takes out that Prospector. More bombing runs coming in for Cyan. A is constantly repairing up this con yard, and this multi-gun turret will go down, which will likely put him back in normal power mode, but he can't deploy out that power multi-gun turret he has there until get another power generator out. Which I think we just saw it go up. Yep, power generator does go on down or up. We do have a line of walls right there. We're trying to block that multi-gun turret. Very nice. Over here, we do got looks like multiple assault destroyers for Blue. Cryocopter as well, freezing down the javelin troops. And he gets these javelin troops inside that garrison. He also needs to laser lock the ground in order to really engage that assault destroyer. But now there's a fully heroic peacekeeper in the mix. And looks like Green's advancing forward with a aircraft carrier. Got a Riptide here. Cryo shot shrinks it down. He tried to the freeze, plus the shrink can freeze the aircraft carrier, but this point was dodging it. Javelin troops throwing some javelins into the assault destroyer, and good hits there from the hydrofoil warding away these forces. There are 2 hydrofoils here to try to freeze the shrunken one. The wounded one does stay alive and fired. Assault Destroyer is almost down. Does go down to a Peacekeeper inside the garrison as well. Trying to clear out the garrison. There's at least 2 Javelin troops there. He does pay for it with both the Heroic and Veteran there, while the other 2 does get gunned down. So Heroic Summon Tank does go down to the Vindicators. We do have the Engineer and Javelin Troop, and the Javelin Troop gets crushed by the Tsunami Tank there. The MCV is not alive anymore, I don't believe. We also not see a war factory for Cyan, nor a naval yard. Cyan is now locked in his technology and structures. That is not good. You can deploy, he's going out command hub there to get out heightened clearance in order to get out more cryocopters. But right now, Cyan's locked technology. He should have deployed out at least a naval yard. Naval yards were really cheap, like 1,000 credits. There's a bomb there, gets a good armor destruction there, did not get the command hub going for the heightened clearance now. Blue has the naval yard and the construction yard up. Cyan no longer also has access to any protocols. He has 2 airfields, which is good, but it doesn't have a boot camp out on the field, so no infantry, just Air Force. So he needs to get out perhaps another prospector to over here to get more heightened clearance. Not sure what got bombed there. Looks like Green's Navy does get cleaned on up. We do have a Assault Destroyer out in the field. And Cyan's pushing forward with a massive Air Force. We do have, what? 3 Apollos, 5 Vindicators. Unusual number, but that's enough to actually destroy a ore collector in one run. We have another good number of defensive Striker VXs there. And finds himself a bit of damage there onto the Cryocopter. Does spot this refinery there. He could potentially engage that ore collector there. Will take out the ore collector. Another aircraft carrier coming in for some bomb runs onto the Assault Destroyer. But it's there on the Vindicator. Cryocopter's almost down. Looks like it's trying to freeze down the ore refinery, and the Striker VXs are out of range. Here comes the Jet Tengus. And the Apollos do not manage to stop or intercept those Jet Tengus. And the Jet Tengus is probably going to suicide in the Cryocopter either way. Athena Cannon gains good hits there on the refinery. Now Elite. And has a small escort of 1 multi-gunner turret there. Cryo Blast being deployed on out right there. And looks like the Riptide does clean it up. Cyan's Air Force is flying about. They need more anti-aircraft forces there. We've got a multi-gunner turret and a multi-gunner IFV. That does provide a good amount of anti-aircraft purposes. Green only has 2 Apollos. His opponent Cyan has 3. Vindicators do receive some fire there. 1 the Vindicators or Apollos do go down. Jet Tengus coming in the mix as well. There have to be this. He was a bit suicidal there. I would have kept him around there, but and do got a Hydrophone on the field. Trying to pack up. Does pack up the MCV. Getting shield right there, also somehow invisible. Got Striker VXs on the field as well as multi-gunner IFVs. Looks like Cyan's Air Force is going to get cleaned on up. He does have plenty of economy to get that replaced. And looks like some of the Apollos are just remaining severely wounded. Green's MCV still chilled, trying to redeploy. Looks like that ore collector is taking a weird path right there. And the Jet Tankers do find themselves a Cryocopter taking it out. But it's there on by the Apollos. 1 the Chopper VXs do go down. Dolphin receiving some fire from the Javelin troops in the houses. We got 2 heroic multi-gunner IVs quickly annihilating 1 of those Apollos. The other one gets severely wounded. Over here, Chopper VXs get annihilated, expiring 1. 1 does get shrunken there, but now the Apollo's being taken out by the Mecha Tengus, or Jet Tengus. Focus down any of this infrastructure will be very handy for yellow. Cyan cannot be afforded to lose any sort of infrastructure at the moment. Decides to use the Chopper VX there, does spot the multi-gunner IFV, trying to engage these forces. Apollo does not go down there. These Apollos advancing forward, receive a bit of fire as well. His own receives repairs there, does save only 1. Chopper VXs does not get saved either, and the airbase is still alive and trying to freeze down the Mecha Tengu now. That was freeze down the Mecha Tengu. While this force is quite wounded, may just want to get some repairs, but he's high in for the aggression now. Aircraft carrier advancing forward with some bombing runs onto Blue's airfield. One more sortie and he will take that out. Got Chopper VX, and Elite Chopper VX there does survive the bombing run from those Vindicators. This airfield needs repairs. Cyan is low on power as well, does not have enough power for the multi-gunner turret. And there's nothing he needs to sell, should sell to get that back up and going because he needs everything else on the field. He could actually sell the multi-gunner turret, make sure his production goes up. That may be a bit better option. The chance of him having any sort of value from the multi-gunner turret is very unlikely. MCV packed on up, trying to avoid this fire. It's a very heroic force there. Athena Cannon is elite as well. And getting some good bursts there onto that MCV. Also green right here. I see green on the minimap and I have no idea what's from. Yeah, I'm really just concerned, like, if you look right here on this minimap... Oh, it's the Apollos right there. How did I miss it? Oh, the Athena Cannon is trying to be run over by the MCV. Apollo's coming for air escort. Bombing run on... And that shield did not come up in time. We got a Mirage tank here. MCV is trying to crush these forces. He does have a very heroic force there. The infantry won't be able to do much. Blue's base is almost completely gutted from that aircraft carrier. Blue's MCV goes down. He's just down to an oil derrick, and that's it. Cyan doesn't have enough to really hold the line as well. And Yellow's going to be picking off this forward infrastructure. This would deny his use of cryocopters, or deployment of cryocopters. I don't think Green realizes how little Blue has left, or he has... Both players had not enough. Cryo cannon coming on forward, kills both that stuff off. Cyan now is down to a single airbase. There's no way they can stop this. Blue has a sizable production in base. Yellow does have a decent production in base as well. Yeah, this game's just over. It looks like Blue has back the game, passing off that one power generator and a oil derrick to his teammate, who will not be able to use much from, get much value from that stuff. And Cyan's back out of the game now. This is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Go for a 3v3 now. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Red 3 replay. Spawn on the top left side as the magenta Soviets. We have Oblique as the blue Empire. We have Tsar as the green Empire. We have Liquid Nose and the right side as the orange Empire. We have Alvin Trey as the red allies. We have Grandpa, and as the yellow Empire we have Troy 78. That is a lot of Empire. There's 4 Empire players here, so this map is going to be very, very mobile. The Soviet player is up north, and this area tends to be... The northern player is usually the one receiving a lot of aggression, based on my opinions, while the southern right side tends to receive aggression as well. And Soviets are less mobile than the Empire players, so him being a more of a defensive static location probably will be quite good. We've got a handful of bears coming on out. Combat engineer advancing forward. It looks like the dog does get a good bark there, and it is going to be a dog eat bear world over here. Oh, last minute roar there, and the bear will eat. No, he spots the engineer, realizes it's not fully captured, and it's going to be a bear eat engineer world. And going for mutual trade right there is actually really good, since he's going to lose that bear to a bark. So therefore, going for mutual trade like that is very, very good. Over here, we do have the Dojo Corps advancing forward, receiving some fire from the Tank Buster, and it does blow up with honorable discharge, taking out the Tank Buster. Got a burst drone up north. We got oranges. Dojo Corps advancing forward, maybe trying to secure the blue oil derrick. Up here, we do got Molotovs engaging a oil derrick there. We may see it transform there, but no, we do see some bonsai charges. And they both decide to slice him apart. He's going to go hold him in more than one piece. We got a handful of dogs here, and he's going... Oh! And there goes another engineer, and the dogs all gunned down by a Japanese mech. Peacekeepers advancing forward, trying to engage this Mecha Tengu. Overall, this been just... Red is not having a good day now, is he? Nails advancing forward, trying to engage. Looks like a Terror Drone there. Does gun down the Terror Drone. Ore Collector's back over here. Do got a Bullfrog here to support his bow. Getting some good damage onto there. And there is that engineer there. Does throw mag mine on these units, but didn't detonate? Must have been a bit bugged. Jet Tengu does go down here. Got the Hammer Tanks advancing forward. And they will be able to gun down these Mecha Tengus, no problem. Over here, do got a Mecha Tengu engaging the Prospector. Both the Prospector may have, or Orcrafter may have gunned it down himself. Lots of charge forward, does miss the Tengu there, and very good micro over there. Gets in his hole. And I got the Jet Tengus engaging the Jet Tengus, and the Jet Tengu does get shot down there. Now, advancing forward with more Jet Tengus. We have another engineer here, and he's going to be using it very, very soon. Does throw a mag mine there, and does get the kill there, and no audible discharge on that flak trooper there. And here comes the next mag mine. Nope, no mag mine there. Trying to gun down, does get the flak trooper inside of the Bullfrog, very nice. And does go ahead and slice up one of those Imperial Warriors, as that one does get shot up. Over here, do got a Jet Tengu now engaging the Prospector as well. Wait a second, that's a Sun Transport. And both green and blue does hunt Sun Transport there. And I did not see any ejection of any sort of unit. That must have been a fully loaded Sun Transport with tank busters, I'm guessing. Ore Collector now seeing a bit of fire there. Hammer Tank coming to respawn. We may see a whole bunch of honorable discharges there. Let's find a good honorable discharge there. Bullfrog gets some good hits as well. And that Mecha Tengu will escape out to sea. Or maybe not. Blue's Jet Tengus advancing forward, a big swarm of them. Now over here, you got some yellow or a blue instant dojo here eyeing, and now you also got a Motogun turret deployed defensively by red. You have also have a reactor here and deployed with Soviet plan to absorb fire. And Tesla Coil is going on down. Apollo's now engaging the Jet Tengus. Looks like on one of the Apollos do go down. Starting to gun down some of these Mecha Tengus now. Got the Motogun IFV opening the current, engaging the Mecha Tengus. You also have a Tesla Coil going up, and he's deploying out defensive body blocking walls and wall segments there from two different players. Got the Tesla Coil throwing rounds or zaps into the Motogun turret. It should take it out. It does go down. Next one's going to go straight for that Orb Prospector, taking out one hit. Now we do have some tank busters here. Do have another Tesla Coil Platypus Soviet player. Over here, do have another Instant Dojo trying to deploy out a engineer to capture this oil refinery and oil derrick, and he has not realized the engineer's out. Got it capturing up now. Does capture it up the last moment. It does get even a bonsai charge off, slicing that heroic Imperial Warrior. Hammer Tanks and Bullfrogs are falling on back. Over here, do got more harassment on the Soviet engine line. Does get the Prospector there. This one is receiving repairs from the Crusher Crane. Slowly being repaired up. It's actually getting out repaired, not getting out damaged. Now his teammates advancing forward with a couple of these Mecha Tengus. He also receiving some nice and needed repairs. Looks like Orange advancing, trying to deal with these various wall segments there. There was a dojo there. And Green's just going straight for Mecha Tengus. One does get shot down there. It looks like Green's or Orange's force getting focused down, trying to get the instant dojo as well. Should be able to stop before any sort of engineer pops out. Motogun turret being deployed on out. Now got some level 1 satellites raining on in. Does get some decent damage right there. Doesn't get any kills there. Does manage to transfer most of those Mecha Tengus out of that engagement. Yellow has a good force of Mecha Tengus down here as well. Jet Mecha Tengus now engaging orange expansion. I heard a cryo shot or blast somewhere. Not sure where, but do got some point defense drones deployed out onto Soviet tanks. Not sure how effective point defense drones are on Soviet tanks, but they are existing. And right now there's a lot of Jet Tengus there, or Mecha Tengus with point defense drones of his own. Bear drone coming forward, trying to pick off these Mecha Tengus at one at a time. Bears gets some good hits there as well. Doesn't get any kills, however, just gets a nice roar. Fox getting some great hits there, taking out both those balls there. Teammates, Mecha Tengus come to support the Hammer tanks when the Hammer tanks do go down. And the Terror drones are slowly snaring these forces one at a time. Both of those Victor Gears do get shot down by a quick transform there, and Purple's going to be backing off with Blue. There's a grading flank there. We do have one Guardian tank here. The Bears receive a bit of fire, and the Jet tank is getting gunned down one at a time as well. Bear charge forward was unsuccessful. These Hammer tanks need to charge forward and start crushing stuff. Bear does get a nice roar there. And looks like all those went down at one time. Not sure from what though. Bears gets good roars there. Does not affect the heroic Javelin troop, but the heroic Javelin troop goes down, getting a heroic bear in return. Hammer tanks are engaging the Guardian tanks. One Guardian tank does go down. They lead one. Got a fresh Terror drone. Could get infects there. Got more Hammer tanks advancing forward. Those red Guardian tanks will fall on back. Oh, I hear, yep, does recapture the orange, the refinery right there. The oil derrick, I mean. Green does have a good swell of Mecha Tengus, or Jet Tengus. Thus Blue will eventually go down right there. Looks like not. Magenta's packing on up, making his way forward. Now we do have Blues advancing forward with his Jet Tengus flying about. Over here do have the oil derrick going on down as well. Jet Tengus now against Jet Tengus. I think Orange had a late response there, but he does have more numbers there. Green's going back on off. Tsunami tanks engaged in Tsunami tank, and Green Tsunami tank will go down there. And now we do also have, looks like, trying to engage some of these forces. Good focus fire there by Green. Do also have a target VX on the ground. No, also have some satellites, and he's not responding there. That side is going to get a direct hit there. Bear dropping on in. Doesn't get any roars off because he doesn't need it. Doesn't get the Guardian tank is there, and the Bear does go and swipe 3 of those Peacekeepers down. Now there's at least one of these Hammer tanks with a couple of guns. Yeah, this one right here, the veteran one. Does manage to find himself another Guardian tank there. Does quickly take it out as well. Now there's a couple of Hammer tanks with extra guns. Doesn't get a snare there. Does get a snare now. These Guardian tanks, and do got the Emperor's Rage on Red's tanks. Able to get some extra damage output there. It can secondly infect with that Terror drone there because the war factor is too close forward. Good focus fire there onto the Guardian tanks there as the Javelin troops do get stunned by airborne bears. All these Hammer tanks are going on down, leaving a couple, one veteran Guardian tank there. More Hammer tanks advancing forward. Do also have some Tesla troopers. Got engagement on the Blue's Prospector over here. Just got more craftsmen on Magenta. And now Blue, if Magenta's advancing forward, trying to get some good hits there. Tesla troopers are getting hit. There's a shotgun loaded motor gunner IFE. It will quickly report these Terror drones. Not Terror drones, Tesla troopers. Doesn't get the gun from that heroic or elite Guardian tank right there. Here's the next war factor, so best get some repairs. Now Guardian or Tsunami tanks advance forward. Getting some good hits there on this ore refinery. hammer tank or tsunami tank has now reflectors activated, so fully heroic. It will likely go down there. He's going for the war factory or Mecha Bay. Mecha Bay is slowly being whittled away. He's using honorable discharge there, maybe a little bit too early. And there you go, honorable discharge just to take out that Mecha Bay. Oh, Magenta's MCV is oh so wounded. Has stopped to breathe there for a moment. Got partially body blocked by the Bullfrog. Let's see, that made a difference. Blue has dive in the force there. Some of these guardian tanks are being bedded up, but they're all being picked on off. Yep, all the guardian tanks are now down. Peacekeepers are being cleaned up as well. We've got one fresh guardian tank there. And looks like Magenta still has some economy right there. Bullfrogs engaging these jet tankers. So the big swell jet tankers who do have a crusher crane here. He does also have a war factory as well. He's going straight for the crusher crane there, and there is the honorable Emperor's Rage. Yeah, we get some good damage there onto these hammer tanks. Slowly being focused down. Not got enough hammer tanks there, and Bullfrogs getting some good hits on the retreat as well. Over here, we do have the warfighter going down. Wait, that was a Soviet one? Or was that a... Yeah, that was a Soviet one. It seemed a little bit too far forward for a Soviet MCV. That's supposed to be where you packed, set up and got, received a lot of damage. Hammer tanks are trying to overrun these forces. Can't get the roar and snare off of any of the heroic units, but does manage to get them all killed either way. It looks like we don't see any more MCVs being deployed on out. We do also got the jet tankers receiving lots of damage there from the Bullfrogs. Super ambush being deployed out by Orange. That's going to do a nice little transform there. Orange heroics, tsunami tanks going eye for blue space. And it looks like the jet tango does go down. Oh, Magenta has one ore collected there, trying to get it collecting. Cryo blast come forward, does roll miss there. Blue supporting his teammate there, gets a mass transform there onto the infantry. Do have some Mirage tanks in the mix as well. There may have been a free Mirage gun there. Yes, on the veteran one. And if you got a Terror drone here as well, doesn't snare that Mirage tank there. He also advancing forward as well. Needs to get that Mirage. He has two Mirage cannons right now. Needs to make sure they get firing. Not with the Prism cannon. This one is quite wounded. Does stay alive with it. The Mirage cannons, the Prism cannons, does get fully heroic as well. The other one is quite wounded. No veterancy on it. Emperor's Rage on top of the Athena cannon as well as the Mirage tanks. No way! The Athena cannon does stay alive. Mirage tank does not. The Athena cannon now being focused down. Orange advancing forward with a nice swirl of jet tangus, and we do also have the ore collector now receiving quite a bit of fire. We got a nice sudden transport there with some tank busters. It looks like one of those jet tangus do go down. Another jet tanku does go down as well. We have more jet tankers advancing forward. We may see green and orange get a big dogfight going on off. Looks like Magenta's advancing forward. Do have still the two prism cannons on the hammer tanks. We got one Mirage tank here and Athena cannon as well. Yellow and orange both have jet tankers in this region. We got tank busters as well, take up the bears, and three of these tank busters are fully heroic as well. Nice point defense drone there. Everything's advancing forward. We've got the Prism cannon in the mix of them as well. And that hammer tank's having trouble going after those tank busters. Tank busters receive a bit of hit there. And let's go ahead and proceed send some damage there on the oil derrick. Over here we do have those green engaging orange's expansion. Does go and clean that up as we got orange now flying about. Does get one of those Mecha Tengus there with the Yari mini sub. Over here, just some damage. Magenta is completely out of income. He does not have an MCV either, so I think Magenta may be forced out of the game this moment. Hammer Tank's receiving quite a bit of fire. He still has one heroic prism cannon hammer tank that can annihilate a base. Red has to be, or yellow has to be very, very careful of that. He's on advance forward. He does have another prism cannon here as well. If you get that one veteran up as well, that would be quite nice. But the Team Questers may convince him not to be alive. Got the Mirage Cannon right there. The two prism cannons are still up and going. Does get Petra C1, but that one almost goes down. And it does go down as well. Now just leaving the heroic one remaining. You need to make sure that prism cannon gets in range. It does have less range than the actual hammer tank. His war factor is starting to go on down. Bears next to it's being untouched. And it does manage to get some shots there in the prospect. Does take out the prospect there. Needs to back out the game sooner rather than later, or else his teammate will not get that hammer tank there. The hammer tank needs to stay alive for his teammates. Oh, he was not paying attention there. Does lose another point defense drones, however. Nothing more than that. And there goes that Mecha Bay. Now the MCV's shooting fire from the prism cannon. And you may hear light thunder in the background there. It's a bit of a storm going on. If string randomly it gets abruptly ended, that's likely because of thunder knocking out power. And it does take out the hammer tank there as well. Magenta at this time should just back out the game. How much money does Magenta have? Nothing. Wait a second. Something? I just saw you ping something there. Does Magenta have something on the field? I saw him spending some money. He's getting money. Wait, Magenta has an MCV? What the hell? I see a chat message there, but I can't exactly read it. How did Magenta get an allied MCV? Okay, how did I miss that? Okay, but what's the trouble? Magenta just does have a MCV, a stolen MCV from... Wait, stolen allied MCV? What the hell? How did Red lose the MCV like that? Packing on up. I'm not sure what he's trying to do out. I don't think he has any sort of income. I think he called on protocol before selling off right there. I went a bit crazy there. We do have Red now streaming a big force right there, including a lot of Mirage tanks, Athenian cannons, Guardian tanks, and Javelin troops. Not a whole lot of Peacekeepers, however. We do have a big swell of blue Mecha Tengus or Jet Tengus flying about. Green's MCV is receiving quite a bit of fire there. And now we do have a massive Emperor's Rage there. Does get thrown on top of his opponent's infantry there, but does audible discharge on the... We'll back away from there. He does have a Defender Core here, and he does go low power there, taking out both those power plants. Of course, throws him down to low power now. Ooh, big swarm chopper VXs just went down there. I'm not sure from what though. Those are the greens there, but I don't see any green forces there. Looks like all those ooh, chain reactions. Those Green's forces getting cleaned on up. In fact, Green's base is being cleaned on up. Just leave Blue has backed out the game, giving the resource infrastructure to Green. So Green does have renewed lease on playing the game, but he is fighting against an overwhelming force. And Green's backed out of the game now. This is Adam Grade saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. Oh, I just saw a couple of Rumble messages. Yeah. I don't think there's a replay system in Red Alert 2. And I was just watching every live stream today, or was it just me? I haven't really watched for live streams yet. I got home from work and now I'm on my own live stream. So I'm not exactly sure if there's something going on with live streams. What's wrong with the live stream out of curiosity? Is it like low buffer rate, bit rate, or is mine's fine, other people's are not fine? But either way, I'll go ahead and start counting this replay. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Red Alert 3 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Red Allies. We have ASME Piping, as on the right side as the Blue Empire. We have Alvin Trey. Construction yard, some dojo cores coming on out. So I got a boot camp here, no fast airfield. Now, we'll see, just only 2 dojo cores there, so it's going to be a little bit defensive with dojo cores. Do now have a Dogi advancing forward. And Red's dog is making his way over here. We've got ore refineries, of course, and going for a double ore refinery. MCV's packing it up, making his way towards the center. We've got the engineer. He got the tools and schematics. Capture up the end, he's going to throw himself into the oil derrick and be lost in the process. Ore refinery has been completed for Red. We do have, of course, more oil segments. Now we do have the instant dojo deployed out here. It does catch the oil derrick, and we've got more of these Imperial Warriors being deployed on out. We got a good number of peacekeepers here as well, and there's okay, that's just one there. I thought it looks like there's multiple guys stacked up right there. I'm just going crazy. You have a burst drone way over here. It looks like the peacekeepers can make their advance. We do have about 8 to 9 peacekeepers. A good number of Imperial Warriors, though. He is going to outnumber those in peacekeepers, no problem. Do got a Dojo Core coming out as well. He used Dojo Core to draw fire as allows Imperial Warriors to advance forward. And you also have a command hub here. Interesting. He's going for a ore refinery. Ore refinery does go on down. Does have defensive multi-gunner turret queued up as well. Got to make sure he has enough power, though. Does load up with a peacekeeper there as well, getting some great bursts there. Imperial Warriors are all advancing forward, and one of the dojos do go down. Another one's receiving quite a bit of fire. And that dojo core does go down now. He has a great number of Imperial Warriors here, but they're now backed into a corner in his opponent's base. They're not going to accomplish all too much where they're at right now. Just throw him one shield right there. If he offers some sacrifice, he's going to take it. We've got a pair of javelin troops here. 2 javelin troops is probably not a good idea. 1 is plenty because our voltage charge is going to just blow them up either way. Shotgun's getting some good hits there. Does get another multi-cutter there. Trying to go for a bonsai charge. It does go ahead and start cleaning up a lot of these peacekeepers there. And all the Imperial Warriors do get cleaned on up. Got 1 Imperial Warrior there as now a layer of wall segments. Does spot the Imperial Warrior there. Vindicator advancing forward. Sells off a couple of wall segments there. May buy himself a instant generator. And now we do have another Dojo Core. He may be eyeing the observation post. Burst drone on top of the prospector, very nice. And the engineer comes out. He needs to sprint into that observation post. Gets the observation post there. Looks like we want to take time with this Imperial Warrior. Starts gunning down the Imperial peacekeepers there. Does get one of them pull out shotgun. Needs to hit the guy with the shotgun. Not only that, he's also low on health. And his Peacekeeper's going to get some great damage there. He's going to get double. Nope, he does get finished off there. This one could pull out, put away his shield after that burst fires, and then pick off at least one, if not both, of these Imperial Warriors. Burst round still on top of that Prospector. And does go ahead and blow up his burst round there, since it's going to get taken out either way. Very nice. We do now have cryocopters pushing way forward. Shrunksteen, a pair of Chopper VXs. Chopper VXs do transform there, but now it's going to be a line of fire of that Apollo there. But Apollo does get forced back by the Jet Tengus. Jet Tengus can take some time to take on these cryocopters now. Does finish off the wounded Apollo there. One of the Jet Tengus do go down. Needs to get that one transformed away, or does move towards the Chopper VX. It's a good idea. Cryocopters receiving some much needed repairs. And he does sell off that Dojo Core there before the bombing run, but does lose the Imperial Warrior that came out of it. Looks like a res advance for some Javelin troops there. Both sides are just macroing at this point in time. Vindicator is coming for another bombing run. We have a power plant here. Don't know what else much to say so far. Oh, do have a naval yard here. No. Oh wait, no. He should be in no, actually heightened clearance at the moment. Just getting these out for Riptides. We do have a handful of Javelin troops blowing out. He may be eyeing for a big naval invasion, but now we do have the Jet Tengus flying about. They may find these Riptides here. Just about the naval yard. Chopper VX in the mix as well. Got a deployment there. May see a mass transform. No, we do not. And Chopper VX is going to be eyeing to engage these power generators. Does take out one. Doesn't sound like he put his opponent to low power just yet. Apollo's now engaging the Jet Tengus. Jet Tengus does force them back. We may see a bomb run onto these forces. We have this area just clean up. There is a heightened clearance on top of the command hub of all things. And now it looks like some of these forces are being cleaned on up. Mass transform there, trying to hit these Riptides. So far this engagement's been pretty messy. Both do have the cryo or Chopper VX there. Cryo shot has before not take out the one of the set of point defense zone there, drones there. Just getting put into low power there, so it's able to perhaps run away. 50 cal advancing forward from the Riptide. One transform there, another bombing run there. Does manage to pull back the Chopper VXs, however. So far, Red has three refineries versus opponents 3 as well. Other players gone for their naval expansion. Vindicator quickly goes down right there. Apollo now being pursued. One of the Jet Tengus is quite wounded. More defense drones have been activated. And partial transformations, there we go, got full transformation now. Up north, we do got a Riptide here. It may be loaded with some infantry. Over here, the Riptide will be spotted there. The Chopper VX can quickly clean it up. Down south, we do have the 4 Vindicators advancing forward, trying to find a good angle there. One Chopper VX does go down. The Jet Tangoos are now pursuing one Apollo there, as we got the Riptide now being focused down. Looks like the Apollos do fall all back. One of them may have gone down there as well. Got Tangoos flying on forward. You got a mass transformation there. Cryo shot trying to disrupt those Mecha Tangoos. It was unsuccessful. Got the Apollos now finding angle there on the Chopper VXs. One of them does manage to transform out of there. Red's ground force is being cleaned on up. We still got the one Chopper VX here. The Mecha Tangoos can slowly pick apart these walls, though there is actually a section there for them to break through. Javelin Troop does go down there. 50 gals hitting the Riptides there. Got transformation onto the Chopper VX as it does receive some javelin fire there from the refinery line. Javelin Troop does take out the Chopper VX there as Chopper VX lands on top of a Riptide. Losers down to this handful of Mecha Tangoos moving around. We do have 2 of them are elite. Does find the opening there to engage that refinery. I think it's going to be more lightning soon. Or thunder. Yeah, but that was a really sweet one. I saw a flash from my window. I was wondering how loud that going to be. Yeah, there's a deep, long, rumbling one that's still going on. We do have a multi-gunner turret engaging these Mecha Tangoos. Their Riptide is facing forward, but getting focused down there now. We, of course, have a bit of a strait of veterancy on these Mecha Tangoos. Got Vet, Elite, and Heroic. And Prospector will go down there, getting another Heroic Mecha Tango. Over here, do have sounds like a Hydrofoil snaring, jamming the weapon of the Yari mini sub. Having a bit of trouble there. Trying to throw some rounds there, and does find an angle there from away from the Hydrofoils. He could potentially use a final voyage. He may just want to go right there. No, he's going to try to go for a couple of torpedoes. Let's get one torpedo off before it's being jammed. Go underneath water. Looks like one of the heroic ones does get cleaned up. Got the veteran one now frozen. Another Yari Mesa pushes way forward. 2 of them there should be able to finish off the Prospector, no problem. Yep, there we go. They already started building that next Prospector as well. That Jet Tango does go down as well. We got now the Yari subs now engaging the refinery. It just because that refinery actually off-centered. Wasn't really paying attention, but that refinery is actually off-centered, isn't it? Or too far away? Unless I'm going crazy. No, it's definitely pretty far away. Maybe a good idea to do a final voyage with that Yari Mesa subscription when the Assault Destroyer can, of course, engage it while it's underwater.
Hurry, before they see us.
Does get shrunken down again, and should be able to skip on other things that's being shrunken down. A couple more Yari Mini subs advancing forward. Alright, freeze down. Freeze. Oh, wait. Is that Assault Destroyer coming down? What was that just went down right there? This one is now receiving some fire. Looks like it is frozen, jammed, and receiving a lot of misses there from the Assault Destroyer. Or refinery to supply another Prospector. Maybe that was another Prospector that went down over there. Seaport now receiving a bit of fire. Do have a multi-gunner turret here to engage the Yari mini sub. Pyrocopters going on down. Do have a Hydrofoil and all the Apollos here. The Jet Tangoos are not doing anything. They're getting ripped apart for free. Chopper VX getting some great hits there onto the Naval Yard. Naval Yard will go down. One Chopper VX does go down as well. Both of them goes down. All of them go. 3 goes down. Mecha Tangoos push away forward. We got a good number of Javelin troops here, and does get a nice cryo blast there. forcing them to move around. See a lot more free damage from the javelin troops there. A number of those jet tankers do stay alive, but barely. Now do have the Assault Destroyer engaging the Mecha Tengu right there. And now do got Sleeper Ambush being employed on out. Of course, let's freeze one of them pretty easily. I can't really transform to engage, so this Cryo will have from free range. The Apollos will rip apart anything that transforms. Too many of them are slow in health, but does take the time and fully destroys out that refinery. Mechatank is trying to run away. You got the tank busters. They could pass. There's a lot of good targets in front of them right there. Might as well just go on suicide runs. Another power plant does go down, and looks now we've got a Assault Destroyer out as on the land. It does take out all of those tank busters. Now do have the one remaining Mecha Tengu, which does explode next to the airbase. Two more right there. One of them is shrunken. Both of them are now down. And since that prospector is pretty close to the airfield, it's able to get some free repairs. Now I do have a Naginata cruiser as well as a Shogun battleship. These have some sea wings. There we go. Some sea wings for anti-aircraft escort. It's actually two Naginata cruisers. That's going to be a lot of anti-ship capability. Those one has room to deploy out a whole large number of ships. Now to have a Assault Destroyer out on the land. We're seeing some broadsides from the Armini sub there. Ore Collector does survive. Hasn't switched the gun of the Defender Corps just yet. And the Prospector may stay alive. The Shogun battleship needs to get closer to land and fire another broadside. And the Cryocopter will finish it off. Though he's trying to go for a crush there. There's actually Black Hole Armor. Black Hole Armor does reduce damage taken, but he's crushing all those wall segments there, which slowed him down. Shogun battleship now engaging the airfields, getting a nice broadside. Nope, the back gun's not firing. Now shrink down the Shogun battleship there, trying to go for a freeze. You have now the Sea Wings trying to prevent that. Shogun battleship will get frozen. Got a good number of jet tankers out in the air. And I may have... Oh, great. Don't tell me Restream is going down. Good damage on it there. Multiple of these forces does go down. Got the jet tankers firing away. And these forces does go down. Does take out the Shogun battleship, just leaving a pair of Sea Wings out at sea. Sea Wings and the Naginata cruiser are all that remains. We do got Riptide here. The Naginata cruiser can take that out no problem. Now we do have balloon bombs being deployed on out. Balloon bombs, of course, can be redirected as they're falling, but they can always be shot down early. Won't reduce their damage, but at least will allow them to be not redirected. Does get some good damage on the ore refinery. Doesn't take it out, however. Let's see if my restream acting up. Am I still streaming? Yes, it looks like I'm still streaming. So it's just acting a bit funny. Apollo's now falling away from the jet tankers. Jet tankers trying to gauge these various Apollos. It's a large number of Apollos on the field. Does manage to get some good kills there on the jet tankers. Do have some anti-aircraft here as well as an anti-aircraft carrier. New Defender Corps deployed on out. He needs to hit that aircraft carrier sooner rather than later. Do have another Shogun battleship. Does take out the ore refinery. Ore refinery over here is almost going down. Has so far deployed out nothing to engage that aircraft carrier. And there goes the ore refinery. Shogun battleship does get shrunken down there. One of the jet tankers do go down as well. Now do have another sleeper ambush been pulled out. We do have a doggy for defense. Does get a nice bark there. One still remains. The dog barks there as well, and the dog is going to clean up these tank busters, no problem. Mecha Bay now under siege. Of course, he needs that alive for the Chopper VXs. Assault Destroyer is now here. Does use Final Voyage on top of the Assault Destroyer. The Mecha Bay looks like will go down to the sortie. Heroic Aircraft Carrier. Shogun Battleship currently just veteran. Firing another salvo against the airbase. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Reller 2 being remastered. Good to see on the instant generator. Also, I would like to see Tiberian Sun. I love Tiberian Sun. Also, all the game, all the old Command & Conquers could be remastered. Though honestly, even Tiberian Wars 3 and Red Alert 3, their graphics holds up very well even to this day. We now have a fully heroic Shogun battleship firing some broadsides. He needs to get perhaps a little bit closer, but the salvo's coming on forward, getting some good hits there on the prospectors. Oil Derrick just went down. We do still have this escort fleet. 2 assault destroyers, both of them with black hole armor enabled. We do also have elite hydrofoil as well. Instant generators receiving quite a bit of fire there. It does take out the airfield as it's being sold off. Good bomb run onto the instant generator. Over here, do got the Apollos engaging the Jet Tango's. Jet Tango's been largely been hit by those Apollos quite heavily, and does use sacrifice all of his Apollos there to engage these Jet Tango's. Now just only 2 remains, but most of the Jet Tango's are down as well. EMP missile does connect. The Naginata cruisers can engage. Needs to get forward and get the fan torpedoes out. The torpedo S-type. Looks like the Sea Wings are trying to protect his Shogun battleship from the aircraft. Naginata cruisers need some more volleys there. Does use black hole armor, receiving a full broadside there. The Shogun battleship is heroic, so is able to take get some health regen there. Receiving some sorties from the aircraft carrier, but does get spotted there by the Naginata cruisers. Time for the S-type torpedoes. Black hole armor absorbing some shots there. Does shrink down his own aircraft carrier to increase its movement speed. Naginata cruisers trying to engage, gets a good broadside onto that assault destroyer, and got the torpedoes now engaging that one. Does take it out with a Shogun battleship. I'm so surprised those rounds are not going to that Shogun assault destroyer right there. Good hits there, getting firing from multiple angles now, very good. This assault destroyer is now going to try to take the opportunity to take on the Shogun battleship. Shogun battleship shooting some fire there. Weapon jammers onto the Naginata cruisers. Fires a salvo there. Does use bad ramming speed onto the assault destroyer. Assault destroyer is now fully heroic, engaging Naginata cruisers. We need to see the people don't really use the S-type torpedoes all too often. Wait, that's a Chronosphere. Chronosphere is now available. Capacity to get the Naginata cruisers dead. We've got the uses on Yari mini subs. The Naginata cruisers provide a much bigger threat. 1 hydrofoil remains. Elite. He needs to get another hydrofoil there. This may be a hydrofoil being floated out, but it's building too slowly. I think it's another assault destroyer. Yep, another assault destroyer deployed on the field. The hydrofoil will stay alive. There's just too many assault destroyers in this region. And now we've got some Jet Tango's over here. Naginata cruisers going to try to run away. Sea Wings trying to protect it. It is almost frozen. Does get fully frozen there. It shrinks down all the Sea Wings there. The Naginata cruiser was only frozen for a brief amount of time, so maybe it will... Nope, there it goes. It's going to be frozen for a long time now. Little Destroyer's advancing forward. Does shrink down that one. Trying to freeze it as well. Both now frozen. Doesn't hit the other frozen one there. Does take it out now. And with the shrunken Naginata cruiser, the assault destroyers have trouble hitting them. Mega Tango's getting some great hits there onto the high ground for red. Does do a transform there. Does get one crowd capture there, but the Apollos are here to waiting. Apollos going down. There's 2 heroic jet tankers, 1 veteran 1. The Sea Wings go down as well. It looks like Blue has lost his navy. This is, of course, a tier 3 naval yard. There's 3,000 credits left on that ore refinery. These other ones depleted. The naval one has 10,000 credits. He has to contest the sea. He needs that income from the sea expansion. He does have 1 Yari mini sub, though it may be stuck in the terrain based on his positioning there. It could actually be stuck there. Oh, Cryo again just got spoiled on out. Try to going for a bombing run there. Apollo does go down. He does have the Defender Core as well. Vindicator does get shot down as well. Does not take out the Mecha Base. At least, also I don't even know if it's at even, let's see, Breakthrough. Over here. Yep, it's Breakthrough is the tier 2, so that is a tier 3. So that is a tier 2 Mecha Bay. The Chronosphere, however, poses a massive problem to the Empire player. As long as that Chronosphere is on the field, he's able to neutralize these. The Shogun battleship's gonna be dead at 3, 2, 1. Or maybe not. Does get a shrink there. He could use Chronosphere now on these forces, but the Shogun battleship could be teleport C and throws him onto the cliff face there with most of those Mecha Tengus. I probably would have gone for the Shogun battleship, but maybe just been a good idea to go for those Mecha Tengus. Does not take that out. We've got the tank busters advancing forward. It does take out the ore refinery now. Shogun battleship, ramming speed. Ramming speed does connect, taking out that assault destroyer in 1 hit without really taking any damage in return. Doggy does take out those tank busters there. Does take out another assault destroyer there with the Shogun battleship. This ore mine, of course, has been depleted. It only has naval expansion providing any sort of income. Red still has an oil derrick, which is actually very important, and he has not realized this prospect is collecting ore from this ore mine. It is a bit of a long-range expansion. Now we do have the balloon bombs dropping on in or floating on down, and it looks like he will be able to take out that refinery there. And of course, it was a depleted one, reducing income by a small margin. Actually, he's just down to the oil derrick in this. Okay, he has retasked this one here. Getting a second prospector on that refinery line, I don't think wouldn't be entirely bad, since it's more or less a long distance mine. As he has 2 prospectors forward. Oh, and there is the time shift. Or chrono shift. Does activate the Emperor's Rage right there at the same time. Another aircraft carrier is deployed on out. Currently, it's just veteran. Shogun battleships advance forward. Got Naginata cruisers for defense as well. That is a fully heroic assault destroyer. Use torpedoes in order to get some good damage onto it. And the MP missile does connect there. Cryogen coming on down, hit those Naginata cruisers. Shogun battleship trying to engage that aircraft carrier. And the assault destroyer will get a couple 3 kills there. Yari mini sub, final voyage could potentially take it out, but Shogun battleship will get some good damage in there, and he may lose vision of that aircraft carrier. Nope, does take it out there. We've also got a prism tower. Interesting. Shogun battleship does go down as well. Over here we've got jet tank who's pushing way forward, getting some good damage onto these fusion power. Oil deck does go down, sells off the airfield, assault destroyer, and makes its way onto land. Activates black hole armor there now. You have now Hio stomping out for the Chronosphere. The Chronosphere is almost complete. At this point in time, Blue may want to pull out some Chakra VXs there. You got a fresh ore refinery. Maybe trying to get this one here, but probably be good to go for either of these naval expansions. Those will actually provide income. Oh, saw the ore refinery there and destroys it. Good pick there. I say that's a good usage of it. Yeah, that Yarimiri sub I think is going more into land. It's found some quicksand. Looks like the Reds going to employ some infantry. Have one prospector here. Free trade is active. Naval expansion is down to the last 3,000 credits. So blue needs either eye for expansion of some sort or go for the kill. There's a lot of power plants there. Balloon bombs will be very useful. How close is balloon bombs? It's almost ready. He has the balloon bomb barrage. So that's just only level 1 Emperor's Rage, and tank busters can be deployed now as well. And we do have more and more of the time shifts. Let's see what exactly it's called. Chrono Chasm. Chrono shifts. Assault destroyer and aircraft carriers being pulled on out. Oh no. May lose another ore refinery to the assault destroyer and aircraft carrier. Does at least get it deployed, which gives him more damage resistance than being a straight up core. Over here, Mega Tengus are advancing forward. One out sleeper ambush, trying to take out the Javelin troops there. Gets hits there on the Peacekeeper as well. Looks like Red's low in power. Sells off the motor guard turret. Does get his prison tower up and going. Gets a good hit there, but only takes up the point defense drone. And the ore refinery will go down. That is a big loss for the Empire player. But right now, the Allies are losing infrastructure. Losing his power plant will probably put this low power. Yes, it does. And it also stalls out the Chronosphere. Needs to start hitting this more power plants. More power plants he takes out, the better. We have the now heroic air assault destroyer advancing forward. Empress Rage deploying out forward. It also got applied to the assault destroyer himself. That may have been a good or bad thing. I don't know. Assault destroyer here will be taking out this ore collector. Now we've got the aircraft carrier engaging. He does have a couple more spare ore collectors, so he has replacements for his 2 missing ones. And this one is, and this ore refinery is still up and going. He is down to the last load of 250 credits there, so he needs to get one of them back on that line, get those credits flowing, because he needs every ounce of ore he can get. He also needs to take out these naval units. For the time being, until he can actually engage the aircraft carrier, he could try camping the aircraft carrier itself, trying to destroy these interceptors, or these aircraft. He's getting something in. Now we do have a hydrofoil on the field, getting some free damage right there. He hasn't realized that Shogun battleship now firing some rounds onto the assault destroyer. He needs to transform now. That was the perfect time to transform, as the assault destroyer has to abandon the aircraft carrier. EMP missile does connect on the Shogun battleship and voids the assault destroyer. He's going to take out that hydrofoil now with the jet tangos. Surgical Strike actually came forward and gets a good hit there. Chrono Chasm has blown as well. He needs to get these guys on top of those Chrono Chasm units to take them out. So if he does come forward, Chrono Chasm has been worn off. Hydrofoil does have weapon jam there, but does get taken out there. He does go for honorable discharges onto the aircraft carrier, but takes both of them out in one shot. Ore refinery now seeing some rounds as well as the ore collector. Chopper VX will come forward. The Black Hole Armor is going to try to save it. Ore refinery does go down. He can retask that prospector. Nope, that one is still there. Takes it out and now gets a fully heroic Chopper VX. Both sides are scraping the ball in the barrel. We have one ore refinery for red. Blue, of course, has 2 depleted ones, so that is, it's also long distance mining as well. I think their income may be the same at this moment. Red's pulling out some more aircraft carriers, has the Chronosphere up and going as well. How's Red's Blue's balloon barrage? He does have enough for his balloon barrage. His one also sells off that defense bureau.
Yari submerging.
And thanks to the observation post here, he's able to spot and cast in those balloon bombs quite easily. That's what the aircraft carrier there. Falls into the Tank Buster Sleeper ambush there. Does get a fully heroic Peacekeeper there, so having it take damage is fine. Could take out the boot camp and the power plant here. I'm not sure how much balloon bomb barrage is against the Chronosphere. I honestly have no idea, because you rarely ever see balloon bombs. Ever. Chrono Chasm's available once again. Hydrofoil is as well, because balloon bombs. Trying to go for the refinery, that's actually a good idea. He's sacrificed his cryocopter there, or not cryocopter, Striker VX, and taking out this refinery will deny his one of all of his remaining income. And Chrono Chasm's it, but this could be good or bad. I don't know the duration of the final Chrono Chasm. He did not get annihilated there by the, and just enough damage there. The Chrono Chasm was a great idea, but didn't work out. I was wondering if as well as the balloon bombs were low enough, could they have been instant kill the Prospector if it was interrupted? I need to look up that as well. At what point does the ground units instantly kill the units that are in the Chrono Chasm? How does that interaction work? I know you can, because if you say have say Riptide here, if you have a Guardian taken. Okay, he's not casting the... Is he actually going to actually use it on his own army? We're seeing an incredibly rare thing of him using it actually as a teleport. That is the rarest thing I've ever seen with the Chronosphere. You only ever see the Chronosphere used to assassinate units. Never to teleport your force. He actually did it. Mechabane now receives some fire there. Surge Strike does connect as well. He does have Chopper VX and a heroic Jet Tengu. And the Hydrofoil is right here. Mechabane does get sold off there, just trying to get what credits he can from it. Does Red have... What does Red have in resources? It looks like Red is now...
A site must be secured.
Red is completely dry, so he cannot get out ore refinery unless it sells off a lot of infrastructure. He can sell off the command hub for some credits, but he still needs like another about 1,100, 1,200 credits. That's actually quite a bit. What, selling a command hubs with what, 250? Sell off the prism towers. Sell off the prism towers. I'm also not so sure how much prism towers sell for, but selling those off and that command hub should get him enough for a ore refinery. Hydrofoil looks like it went down. Does use another Chrono Chasm right there. He's trying to stall out. Perhaps try to get a Hydrofoil. Hydrofoil does get spotted by the Jet Tengu, or Mecha Tengu. Another aircraft carrier has been deployed out over here. Of course, knows about the Hydrofoil there, avoids it. Got another Tank Busters there, trying to hit these power plants. He doesn't really have the money income to replace them, so gets 40 credits in cash refund there. EMP missile does connect onto this Mecha Tengu, stalls out the Chronosphere as well. I'm not sure if he has enough power with or without that power plant that got destroyed. Yes, he does. He sold off this, this Spectrum Tower. Sells off this Spectrum Tower. That should be enough for a ore refinery, I believe. Yep, he does have enough. He needs to get his engineer out of the way. Cryo can deploy over there. I think that's all a stall tactic. There's nothing there to follow up to getting that killed. And he didn't get surgical strike cast in time either. Imperial Warriors advancing forward, but there's a good number of peacekeepers here, and they're just getting, they're not even, they're on move order, they're just attack order. Is that another balloon bomber barrage? Looks like that honorable final voyage there, and deploys out the ore refinery now. Dolphin does go down. This Yarny sub still stuck there. Circle Strike does hit the ore collector. Blue has no refineries remaining. He has ore collectors. I think Blue's done for. He has to rely on balloon bombs, which is almost off cooldown. Chopper VX does find a hit there, and does use a Chrono Chasm there to stall out. Got Parajavelin troops there. He does not have a Mecha Bay for repairs anymore. No, there is a naval yard. Not sure what tier level it is. Yes, he can get out all... Nope, he doesn't have... It's only tier 1. Balloon bombs now engaging. He uses Chrono Chasm, so he can no longer protect this ore refinery. The ore refinery should go down to the balloon bomb barrage. He's not really microing the balloon bombs. He may not actually get it because he didn't micro the balloon bombs. He did not get it because he did not micro the balloon bombs. You have to make sure you have to move them all into central location. Ore collectors advancing forward, trying to get some hits there onto the chronosphere, or onto the power plant. And it's trying to throw some more rounds into that power plant, and the Chopper VX does fall back now. Does off the naval yard. I'm not sure what he's investing into. He goes off the power plant to get some more infantry. He got out a refinery core, and that is a ore mine with only one load grabbed from it. He needs to make sure to draw as much fire away from his own construction. He needs to make sure that construction yard stays alive, but he also needs to make sure he avoids that. He did not get a scout run there. Very good. But that MCVs will receive 2 aircraft carrier fire. Another EMP missile is chain EMPing it. Gets that. He will likely lose that MCV. He does lose it. Now he can only deploy out mass ore collector. He can no longer bring in balloon bombs. I think Blue's done for. Hydro before takes out that Chopper VX. Sure, it gets the aircraft carrier, but at this point in time, that's expendable. And I believe that is game. He's not going for mass ore collector. I think they may be chatting at this point in time. I'm just going to fast forward. This game's over. Yep, there we go. It's Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. That was a very long, hard-fought game. And now let me go ahead and fix this. Please give me one moment. Is this just down? Oh great, now CAPTCHA. Only identify crosswalks. Two-factor authentication now. Great. And not sure what's going on with it. So Looks like there's just going to be no chat window for a time being until I figure this out. I'm just going to go ahead and make it invisible. Sorry about that. I just make sure there's no YouTube chats. I have to be a little bit extra vigilant. Let's see, let's go and just do another 3v3. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Magenta allies, we have ASME Piping. Spawn on the north side as the Blue allies, we have H2O Grandson. Spawn as the Red allies, we have... Wait, that was red. As the Blue allies, we... Oh, Grandson and Grandpa. Jeez. As spawn as the Yellow Empire, we have 2131. Over here as the Orange Empire, we have Smiley. And as over here as Cyan Soviets, we have Red Alert VN.com. Got these forces pushing way forward. We got these doggies making their way out to sea. Now do have the engineer advancing forward, maybe trying to bite these engine. No, not trying to bite. I'm getting everything mixed up. I'm out of it. Dojo Core is advancing forward, trying to crush the engineer. Does deploy out the Dojo Core right there. Over here, we do have Dojo Core. Does crush the doggy. Notice these dogs are trying to intercept that Dojo Core there. Does crush the engineer as well, so Blue does lose an engineer. And it looks like now going to try to stop these dogs from camping that point. Going to try to use honorable discharge there. Does get out Imperial Warrior there, try to gun down. Does take out the Javelin Troop there, along with his Dojo Core to go around freely. Dog does not intercept the engineer and does get the mutual kill there as well. Good bark there, but the dog is stunned for a moment. Doesn't get crushed there with the Dojo Core there, and does not get the honorable discharge either. Oh, we do got these dogs being cleaned on up. Peacekeeper goes on down, and there goes another engineer for Blue. More Imperial Warriors advancing forward for Blue, or for Orange, and more of these Peacekeepers are going down for Blue. Got 3 Imperial Warriors versus now 2 Peacekeepers and 1 Javelin Troop. Over here we've got a Blue Bear, a Cyan Bear. And that Peacekeeper gets thrown out. Blue has so far lost quite a bit of force right there. And now I got spam calls coming on in. Great. It looks like Orange engineer does not get the capture there. MCV is packed on up, and now Orange's Imperial Warriors charging forward, trying to get some more damage on in. Do have this instant dojo here. That's where the engineer originated from. Over here, you got the Sickles advancing forward, jumps over his opponent's MCV to escape. Very nice. Now it's going ahead and run away. Over here, you got Red going for airfield. Do have a dojo here. And Red does have a naval yard. Do have a Riptide down south for Purple, trying to catch up his teammates Hydrofoil and Salt Destroyer. Salt Destroyer is going to try to crush that Ore Collector. Over here, do have a Defender Core here, trying to gun down the Sadistic Dolphin. The Sadistic Dolphin does take out the Prospector here, or the Ore Collector. And look, these Sickles are seeing quite a bit of fire. I think he was force firing the ground right there. Another Dojo Core does go down. Red's Peacekeepers claim the kill. Up north, we do have looks like a Tesla Coil being put out by Cyan using his teammates' Dojo Core's build radius. But does go down there no problem before being fully built. Looks like he does lose his Ore Collector there. This Ore Collector is still up and going. He cannot crush the Assault Destroyer there with his MCV. And now got laser locks here as well. You can't deploy out any more wall segments there because the MCV is dancing around his own Imperial Warrior. His teammate throws down a wall segment, however, and the Ore Collector does go ahead and gun down the Javelin Troop there. Does receive some fire there, And the Mecha Bay gets crushed. Ooh. Not every day you see an Assault Destroyer crushes a Mecha Bay, but you do see him crush wall segments there. Ore Collector now being pursued and does go down as well. Yellow's received quite a bit of abuse so far. Does have the ore refinery here. Red does also could take it out as well for his Peacekeepers. Fresh Dojo Core. It does get a snare and siphon. He needs to start building something from this ore refinery. He does have this expansion out here, so he does have some income. And Orange is going to try to go for some crushes and try to hit that prospector, but Orange is going to be unsuccessful. Eventually could see an honorable discharge as well. Does get one of the Peacekeepers there, so does take it out. And the Assault Destroyer does manage to escape out to sea. The Terror Drone does get cleaned up by something. These wall segments being cleaned on up. Ore refinery receiving a bit of fire right there. And it looks like the red Assault Destroyer is going to be back in the mix as well. The Defender Core has its gun mode and does find an angle there onto the Assault Destroyer. Assault Destroyer does go around the back side of it. He could actually get an honorable discharge off, but does go down to something. I didn't see the gun going over there, but it may have been. Ore Collector is playing Ring Around the Rosies. We do have the Tsunami Tanks advancing forward, trying to overrun these forces. Does take out some of these Riptides now. And our Prospect is going to get focused down quite easily. He goes to go for a crowd shot there. Does avoid it over here. Looks like some Blues Conscript and Bear does get cleaned up. And got a Tsunami Tanks. Some of them activated Nano Collectors. Other ones are do have more defense drones there. This one, Nanoflex is charging forward. We'll spot the MCV, make his way forward. Tank Busters in the mix as well. It does take up the War Factory now. MCV is trying to pursue up north. Maybe I'll get these Tsunami Tanks, but once they get out to sea, they shouldn't be crushed. Got Tank Busters advancing forward. 3, 4 Tank Busters now in the mix. Tsunami Tanks advancing forward, getting some great hits there on Blue's MCV. And Blue's MCV does go down. Got a handful of Javelin troops here. Nanoflector has been activated. Charge for getting a full crush right there. Do have now the Assault Destroyer now getting siphoned, snared, and shot up quite a bit. Now we do got the Assault Destroyer gun onto the Hammer Tank, which may be allowed to take out submerged submarines. I have no idea if it does or doesn't. Except some of these wounded Tsunami Tanks right there. The ore refinery has queued up 10 prospectors. I think Blue's actually out of all infrastructure. Yep, he is. What you see left is what Blue has, what he has left. He needs just perhaps to back out the game, gives teammates all the income he has remaining. He has this, still this ore refinery here. And yeah, those prospects go down. If he doesn't surrender, this oil derrick will be destroyed as well. Best just surrender, give your teammates your income. He needs to focus on the command hub. He probably doesn't realize how little his opponent has left. The prospector is actually still alive, but won't accomplish all too much. There's somebody back out of the game. Got some frozen units here. And down south, we do have a power plant from Blue. Okay. So apparently he still has that going. Up here, we do have a single Blue Apollo. Does take out Chopper VXs, can micro that one Chopper Apollo to his extreme. Does take out a number of those Chopper VXs as well. Orange's Jet Tango's in pursuit. Magenda's advancing forward. We've got a lot of anti-aircraft forces, so these Jet Tangos are being picked off. It looks like these Riptides are being all packed on up. That's a lot of force inside of them. Probably even 20 units inside of those Riptides. Down south, Yellow's getting battered and bruised. I'm not sure what Yellow has remaining. We do see ore collectors and Yellow's MCV is in the middle of the map. Okay, so he does have production and he does have some income. If his teammate has a crusher crane, crushing those prospectors wouldn't be half bad. Or just claim this oil refinery. Blue has nothing remaining. How much income money does Blue have? He can always back the game, get that money he has to his teammates.
You called for the Mirage?
That's purple.
Dap, right here.
Wait, does Blue have something?
Dap, right here.
Oh, it looks like Blue does have production somewhere. Maybe something? I don't know.
You called for the Mirage?
Let's see, Grandpa. Who's Blue? Grandson. There we go. Yep. Oh, yep, he is out of the game. And he should just back out the game, get his teammates those 3,500 credits. Science now advancing forward with MCV, trying to get some crushers off. There's a good number of Magenta Force here, as well as a good number of hammer tanks. Let's find one of these Riptides there. Science going to try to crush Magenta's force right there. There's a good number of Javelin troops now standing and firing. This one may get a good hit there. And does only get 2 of them. These Javelin troops are getting some constant damage right there. So these Javelin troops are doing some great work as he's unable to crush them successfully. Orange will be going to clean them up. Does get some good crushes there. Magenta's Riptide is making its way up north. We've got these red Mirage tanks advancing up north. Does get some infects there. That is a large number of Mirage tanks there. Science does sell off his infrastructure there. Got a good number of flak troops here, but Mirage tanks are very good for his infantry, as well as generally everything on the ground. Good damage there, but the Tsunami tanks are overrunning these Mirage tanks. Hammer tank does not get a free prism cannon there. Going for the Athena cannon. And he does give himself a free Athena cannon right there. Athena here is also quite wounded. The other hammer tanks he's going. No, that's the Athena cannon one. I thought he was going to try to siphon off another Athena cannon for himself. Does get a kill there. Hammer tanks are advancing forward. They could potentially get themselves a free Athena. Looks like aircraft carrier is deployed out by Red, currently elite. We throw out some EMP missiles in this region. It looks like Blue's Cyan's hammer tank is going to get hit quite severely. Yellow still has 1 refinery. Needs to get crushed some of those prospectors. Orange receiving quite a bit of fire from Magenta's force here. Does have good, nice wall segments that'll hold off his opponent. Now got Cryo Blast being put up by left team. And it looks like Blue's forces get quickly all cleaned up. We do have a Terror Drone inside that Riptide there, which could munch on some more Javelin troops. He does get the kill there, gets a Javelin troop there, as well as 1 more Peacekeeper. Bonsai charge coming forward, trying to deal with these Javelin troops there. Does get a number of Javelin troops there. Just the tank buster remaining for Orange's force. Or maybe that was Yellow. Yellow's pulling out some more of these Imperial Warriors, just going straight for Dojo Core items, since he's lacking any sort of extra economy. Magenta and Red does have a large force here, but we do have Yellow pulling out some balloon bombs. These balloon bombs will keep his opponent back for the time being. And does force these Riptides forward. Balloon bombs do get land. And these Riptides are getting great work versus Yellow's infantry. You have a good number of tank busters here. You also got a Tesla trooper as well as a flak trooper there. Finds a good hit there onto the Mirage tank there. Now the Mirage tank should be able to clean up the rest of this stuff, but this could quickly kill off by the tank busters. Good hits there. Tank busters all being cleaned on up. Good hits. Do have some sniper tanks on the flank trying to overrun these forces. A good number of Athena cannons here, but there's a lot of infantry in their way. You have another chopper VXs for anti-aircraft purposes, but Red and Magenta both have a lot of infantry here. We do have the now Fletcher charge coming forward, getting some great crushes onto Magenta and Red. As well as a bit of honorable discharge as well. Orange's infantry force trying to advance forward. We do have a good number of peacekeepers for defense as well as pure warriors for offense. War collectors making some advances as well. They do have decent gun versus infantry, and the rest of these Tsunami tanks do get cleaned on up. Yellow's infantry does get cleaned up as well. Yellow has sold off his MCV as well, I believe. He didn't abandon the raid, he straight up sold off his MCV. That probably wouldn't have been an idea. He could have migrated back down south. Science advancing forward with some Akula subs, engage the seas. Yellow has an ore refinery over here? I'm not sure how. Super reactor does go down. And Cyan's primary base is going to be gutted very, very shortly. Cyan does have a crusher crane, MCV, and naval yard in this region. Orange is maintaining more and more production here. Red and orange are also sharing a base here somehow. And more of these ore refineries are going on down. Let's take out the ore refinery. Orange advancing forward with a lot of infantry. Or Magenta does have some assault destroyers in this region, but there's a good number of tank busters to take on the assault destroyers. Red's force could get flanked by the orange infantry. Yellow has a bit of ground forces out as well. And yeah, Yellow just only has the ore refinery for production. He can go out for mass ore collector if he so chooses. Yellow's charging forward with his infantry, trying to cut down through those javelin troops. Let's get 3 of them. Orange advancing forward with his infantry as well. Got Emperor's Rage deployed on now. Needs to get these guys pushing way forward. Looks like they're going to be falling back. Now here comes a Vindicator. Two javelin troops do go on down. Good kills there. Now we do also have Tanya out on the field. Tanya is a relatively rare thing to see. She should be very effective versus these orange infantry units. Red's force is getting flanked by these forces now. Tsunami tanks charging forward. We got the rest of the forces A moving forward. We got more Tsunami tanks here. Cryo Blast been pulling out. He has not responded to Cryo Blast. These Peacekeepers are going to have a shooting gallery in front of them. More of these Tsunami tanks are going down. That it was not paying attention to that Cryo Blast. That's a lot of veteran units, but there goes all the Athena cannons there. Good amount of veterancy onto these Tsunami tanks. 2 elite, 1 heroic, another elite one over here. And Red's force does get cleaned on up, but he did punch well above his weight there. Riptide's now engaging the Prospector. And so are the Tank Busters. Magenta's facing forward with his various forces. We've got a lot of Peacekeepers and Assault Destroyers in this mix. His teammates, Tanya, wouldn't be half bad at this moment. Cryo again now being pointed out. That's going to be very, very good. Unable to escape the region. Now we've got some Cryocopters here. Tanya's advancing forward. There's no anti-aircraft forces here, so the Assault Destroyers, they're doing a bit of relay. They do now have some Polos here. And it looks like all the Cryo Chopper VXs will go down. Tanya's getting some good kills there. You know, with a lot of infantry. Tanya's received quite a bit of fire. Does use a time belt there. Gets a full heal from it. Try to go for a time bomb on one of those guys, but it was unsuccessful. We've got now a good number of Tsunami tanks advancing forward, as well as a pair of multi-gun turrets for defense. As well as a good number of javelin troops. A really good number of javelin troops. Sign does expand out over here, but does find a whole bunch of Red Navy. Does take out one of those Tsunami tanks there, very nice. And another Tsunami tank does go down. Water just went pretty far out onto land. Riptide does go down, giving him a fully heroic ore collector, so now he can repair himself. Yellow's ore collectors pushing way forward as we got the Summer Assaulting Underground Tank Buster now receiving a bomb on top of his head. And Vindicators are not good versus ore collectors. It takes 5 Vindicators to take out an ore collector, assuming they have the 3 bomb upgrade. We do now have a Chronosphere deployed by Red, and now some Bloom Bombs as well as more Tank Buster Surprise. Cryo getting deployed out there. We'll be able to get the reinforcing infantry, but all these non-tanks are charging forward. Does use Emperor's Rage there. This will perhaps save his force there. Bloom Bombs getting some good damage. That is a satellite from his teammate. Ugh, that was a bit bad, but does splash down a lot of his teammates' tsunami tanks there. But now got the Tank Busters, but Tank Busters getting annihilated by that multi-guard turret there. But sadly, a lot of those rounds did also go on the tsunami tanks. Bark does get a great bark there, going for some bomb runs there. Taking out the dogs one at a time, does crush them. But these Vindicators getting some great bomb splits there. However, there's still a large number of Tank Busters remaining. More Guardian tanks now got a Mirage tank to help clean up this force if the Mirage tank will stop moving. We'll find the Striker VX as well. It does transform, but we'll go down to one of the Javelin troops, and the almost took out the Mirage tank there, the Carcass. Riptide's advancing forward. We got some laser locks onto the ore refineries. Does gun down those Javelin troops here, saves his ore refinery there. But now the Guardian tank's charging on forward, gets a good honorable discharge there. And we do have Tank Buster in the mix as well, and Tank Buster's not getting focused down. Okay, they are just going for a crush. Doesn't get the jump in the hole either. Notice this goes to go down to a flanking Javelin troop there. Bonsai charge gets the kill there, and that Imperial Warrior can heal up to max health now. Magenta's advancing forward with some of his Riptides up north, hitting the various expansion points. Very good. Notice that Yellow has fully backed out of the game, giving his infrastructure to Orange. What little he had. Sign does manage to rebuild as well, getting multiple with his original base up and going. And Tanya does get a couple kills there. This is a fresh Tanya. As you can see, she's unvetted. And now Blue's pushing forward with some Akula subs and a Dreadnought. There is a good number of Assault Destroyers, however. Here comes a Dreadnought coming for a barrage. Getting some good hits there on that Assault Destroyer. Assault Destroyers and aircraft carriers advancing forward. The aircraft carrier may want to eye an EMP missile. As it's going back on off. Assault Destroyers, of course, can receive fire underwater from the Assault Destroyers. And those Dreadnought missiles are going straight into that Assault Destroyer. There's some bomb runs over here. Another ore refinery being pulled on out. We have 5 Akula subs versus 5 Assault Dreadnoughts. Not Dreadnoughts, Akula subs. We could see some Ultra Torpedoes that can quickly take out multiple of these guys. And here comes some massive hits there. The Huracan did receive some splash damage there, even from the Dreadnought. That one does manage to get some hits there. His teammate has cast an Emperor's Rage. So he's not going to utilize his teammate's Emperor's Rage. How did Orange get an ore refinery over there? Got a massive game here. Looks like Cryo again has been put out by Team Southside. There's a second one. Balloon Bombs coming for a suppressive barrage. A lot of frozen units here. May save some of these frozen units. I sound like there's a cash bounty somewhere. The barracks Ninja Dojo is still damaged. So, and you got a mass nano deflector charging forward. The honorable discharge is going to get a lot of splash damage there. There's some good kills there. A lot of cash bounty hits as well. You have a good number of Athena cannons in this region as well. Red and Magenta has a pretty sizable force here. Blue's backing. Oh, there's a bunch of Apocalypse tanks. Does go and shrink down some of these Apocalypse tanks and does get some good bombing runs onto these V4s. A lot of overkill there, but that's probably fine because you want those things dead. Let's take out another V4 there. Ox tanks are now being shrunken, being forced on back. And I believe that may be a Desolator airstrike. And he's standing right on top of it. And very good Desolator airstrike there, getting a lot of infantry units. Let's take out some of these units as well. And he could actually harpoon some of these Athena cannons. He needs to run on the harpoon. There we go. Our harpoon's been activated. And maybe just out of range. We got a satellites on running on. Orange charging forward with some infantry units. And now I've got some Guardian tanks charging for crushes. Snowpink getting some great crushes as well, and as well as good honorable discharge. Infantry units are getting now barked and roared, being stunned by those dogs. Orange Force does get cleaned up. Apocalypse tanks are advancing forward. Magenta is low in power. We've got a... Oh!
Armageddon will wait.
There goes the Apocalypse tanks to Chronospheres. We saw the Chronosphere deployed out earlier, and now there's a Proton Collide as well. It does take out that boot camp there. Assault destroyers and aircraft carriers advancing forward. These cool subs, two of them are fully heroic. Science students starting to lose a lot of infrastructure here. He does have the Crusher Crane and Battle Lab in this region. And a Super Reactor. Hope he has some Ultra Torpedoes he fired. You know, great way to get some instant damage on a lot of stuff. Takes out another Assault Destroyer right there. Assault Destroyers will go down. The, of course, refinery goes down south. The Crusher Crane is still up and running. There probably is an MCV somewhere. MCV's right there. Holy crap, that is a Cryogeddon. Balloon bombs are raining on him. Maybe able to take out that armor facility. Another Cryogeddon there. They really want that stuff frozen. Mirage Tank's going to be ripping apart all this force. Something finally got unfrozen. Mirage Tanks can't shatter frozen units, remember? And I'm not sure why he went for sleep tank buster ambush there. That was a horrible idea. Now this very veteran force of Mirage Tanks are falling on back. Cool subs advancing forward, 5 of them, 2 of them fully heroic. Ultra Torpedoes, direct hit there on the Prism Tower. Prism Towers can hit naval units, so Ultra Torpedoes there as well. Takes out the Prism Tower very quickly. Go focus on the aircraft carrier. Got some Striker VXs, both of them fully heroic. Sitting next to the... somehow staying alive now. Here, final squadron raining on it. He may be trying to hit that armor facility. Armor facility, it does actually get sold off there, and that was where he was going. Athena cannons do receive some misses there. And now he's charging forward with his Tsunami tanks. We've got the Emperor's Rage as well, but the Mirage tanks do ambush these forces. We've got the cannons going on up, keeping these veteran Mirage tanks up and going. And the Athena cannons will stay alive. Another shield going on up. Very, very good use of those shields. One of the Athena cannons do go down, but now we've got Heroic, Elite, and Veteran one. Mirage tanks advancing forward, gets good hits there, and does take out the force. 2 Heroic Prism tanks there with 1 Elite one. Mirage tanks advancing forward, or not, Dolphins advancing forward. That's clearly not a Mirage tank. And it looks like there's a Tanya out on the field. Tanya has been put out on the field. Chronosphere is now available, and there goes the Apocalypse tanks. In 3, 2, 1, dead. Does get 3 out of the 5 there. The rest are charging forward. His teammate does recover the other Athena cannon. And there goes the Apocalypse tanks to the Mirage tanks there. Oh! Messed with the Chrono Rift there. Gets 1 kill there as well. We do hear the Apocalypse tank pushing forward. Natasha bringing an orbital airstrike there. Does get a somersault onto one of the Peacekeepers, and now Natasha is frozen. And we've got the harpoon from the Apocalypse tank onto the MCV, stunning it, locking it down. It doesn't even get a point defense drone on the shrunken Apocalypse tanks. Natasha does get frozen and shattered. And now the Apocalypse does goes down to the aircraft carrier. Up north, we do have, looks like the Dolphins advancing forward, trying to find some naval infrastructure. We'll find some naval infrastructure. Magenta's old base will be gutted. Magenta doesn't have a whole lot over here. This is Magenta's refinery there. No refinery here. I'm not sure what Magenta lost, how it lost so much. And, well, I think Team Right Side actually won the game. Team Left Side, I think, backed off the game. Not exactly sure. It's a little bit of an abrupt ending. But either way, this is Android saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. So honestly, with the issue with the chat window, I want to get that looked at and fixed, trying to figure out that why it's not going. So I'm probably going to end the stream right now a little bit early. My apologies. I'm going to get that focus down. Either way, this is Android saying thank you for watching and have a good evening.